That backhand down the line is something that was impressed upon him this year.
15 love.
He's has full ownership of his ground strokes, can beat you with a closed stance on the backhand. He can hurt you when defending with an open stance, a la Djokovic. Very few safe places to attack Jannik Sinner if you're Vit Kopriva.
Oh.
Fifteen all.
Good start for the Czechian.
15-13.
A little bit of pressure on Sinner, who, when he came out to play in that highly anticipated Cincinnati final against Alcaraz, it was noticeable early that his shot selection was different. He was really going full throttle for his shots at an even faster clip. Alcaraz would said he knew it right away that something wasn't right because he was just being too aggressive from his normal level, and his normal level is pretty darn aggressive. One of the things that we hear about these coaches' about Jannik Sinner from the players that are on the other side of the net is that it feels like you're playing someone with two forehands, not one. That's how big his backhand is. His forehand's the kill shot, but he can wound you a lot with that two-hander.
Out. 40-30.
Darren Cahill, he and Jannik had talked in the offseason about this being his last season coaching, and it wasn't meant to be made public. But Jannik spilled the beans inadvertently in Australia. And he apologized immediately to Darren. He's like, I said it. I don't know why I said that. Darren is so cool. He's like, it's okay.
It's
mate,
okay,
don't worry.
kid.
Yeah, let's
but
just
now
go win a tournament.
Now it seems like Darren might hang around.
Out.
Well,
juice.
It would be good for Jannik if he did.
Yeah.
A few better minds in tennis than Darren Cahill.
You mean the guy who got Leighton Hewitt, Andre Agassi, and Simona Halep to the #1 ranking?
Same guy.
Same guy.
Yeah. Also made a nice run here as a singles player himself way back when. Semifinals. It was back when the main show court was Louis Armstrong Stadium, but still.
Oh.
Advantage Sinner.
Bagnozzi is really the technical coach, the one kind of in charge of making the changes to the fundamentals of Jannik Sinner, with input from Cahill as well. And Cahill has a lot to do with the strategy and certainly the psychology, having the experience that he does with those players you named, Mary.
Such different players, such different parts of their careers. He was able to get them to win majors and get to #1. That's what's most impressive to me.
So Darren Cahill's been through a lot with his own career and with his players, and it must also be noted that his father is one of the most famous Aussie football coaches. So he comes from amazing coaching pedigree and grew up around that. So his ability to help Jannik navigate the aftermath of Roland Garros this year was maybe the most valuable piece of coaching he will have done all year with Jannik.
How did he do it? What did he say to the guy?
Well, Darren had to go back to Australia after Roland Garros for something pretty urgent family-wise. He went back, and it was just for a few days, and he turned right back around, flew back to Germany to be with Jannik at the tournament in Halle, just to have some time with him, to help him understand the emotions that he'd be going through in having had the 3 match points and served for the championship and not gotten it so dramatically. How do you bounce back from that? And that was Darren's job, was to put Humpty Dumpty back together again in a way, because as strong as Sinner is, that had to sting.
Let's.
So
Second service.
That's the massive piece of coaching, is the psychological piece. And Cahill was there for it. And 5 weeks after that heartbreak, he was back on top of the mountain with his first Wimbledon crown.
Like Nosy said of that time, it's tennis. It's a game you have to enjoy. To lose in the final like that, talking about the French, to be part of an unbelievable match was something good in the end. It was not just bad. And for us, the goal is to give 100%. Like Nosy said, they went away from Paris in peace. Of course, Sinner was in pieces too.
Ball.
15 all.
So I first heard of Vit Kopriva from Petra Kvitova. She gave a press conference a day before the Open started, in one of those smaller press conference rooms, only about 10 chairs, but there were about 20 of us, because we knew it might be the last time we get to speak with Petra. She lost, winning only 1 game yesterday. She'd had COVID. She got that 3 weeks ago. But her father and then her brother coached this guy who lived just 2 blocks away. Czechs tend to have very solid games. They're well taught. Kvitova sure was. 2-time Wimbledon champ. $37 million in prize money she ended up with at the end. She won the Karen Kratinsky Sportsmanship Award that the WTA gives. She won that 8 times. Maybe my favorite player in recent times as a person. I asked Petra if she was going to stay in the game somehow, go coach or whatever.
15,
and she
14.
said, no coaching. I said, because you don't want to or you can't? She said, I'd be a terrible coach. Don't you remember the way I played?
You remember how that U.S. Open champion played?
Yes, Flavia Pennetta stopped Serena Williams from getting the Grand Slam, the calendar Grand Slam. Retired immediately afterwards. Now she's got 3 kids with another tennis player.
Yeah. Fabio Fognini.
Ball.
Game. Sinner.
To the surprise of no one, Sinner takes an early lead as Kopriva looks up into the sun, wondering how he's going to get his ball toss more comfortable. That certainly disturbed him there as the double fault hands over the break. And I just want to circle back, Mary, to Petra Kvitova and why she wasn't thinking that she would be able to coach. Is it because she was just an instinctive, natural player?
Absolutely. And she hit hard. She said she used to drive her coaches nuts.
Out.
15 love.
I think it is fair to say that, generally speaking, the best coaches are if they're an ex-player anyway, they're the ones who didn't have a lot of weapons and had to learn how to win without them. Because then you get them someone like this to be their avatar. I mean, they can go to work to put their tennis IQ inside the body of someone with a little bit more firepower.
So who are you thinking of?
Well, Brad Gilbert is probably someone that comes straight to mind,
Yeah.
right? Someone who famously wrote the book Winning Ugly because he used his mind and his guile to get to number 4 in the world.
40 love.
Someone like Darren Cahill was a pure throwback serve and volleyer, right? Didn't have the ground strokes of someone like this. Would have struggled probably in the modern game with his, probably would have learned to play differently, but understood how to win with what he had.
Yeah.
And now, of course, understands how to coach, which is another language that is native to him because of his father. But there's, I mean, go down the list. You could list 50, I'm sure. There were good players, but great coaches.
Game, Sinner.
No tension in the opening games of this match for the world's #1, Jannik Sinner.
Sinner leads by 3 games to love. Love 15.
This has absolutely nothing to do with this match, Jim.
This is my favorite part of working with you, Mary. You know this is what I sign up for. Take me to the promised land.
Okay. She was actually here watching the men's final last year. Taylor Fritz going down to Jannik Sinner. Taylor Swift is engaged.
With like a new record, or
She is engaged to be she's going to get married.
so he said yes. way to go, Taylor and Travis.
Love
Travis,
15.
way to go, saying yes.
Mazel tov to them both.
You come right here to the U.S. Open to get that kind of information that you cannot find anywhere else in the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Love 40.
Well, back here at the U.S. Open, Sinner is marching quickly towards an opening set. 14 minutes of play, triple break point for a double break. Kopriva doesn't have much pace on his serve, doesn't have much pace on his ground strokes. He's persistent, but he's underpowered in this one.
Game, Sinner.
Yeah. This is not an interesting match, but if you go to
Sinner leads by 4 games to
usopen.org,
love. First set.
you can find out what's going on beyond this match. You can find out on all of those platforms there that Taylor Townsend, she won yesterday. Taylor Fritz, he's also in play. He's got a pretty good looking draw.
Yeah, you got anything on Taylor guitars? Or
No, but they're all fine Taylors,
Okay.
but come on, Taylor Swift.
That's the type of news that's going to cause the entire world to have to unplug for a minute just to get the internet to work again.
That's exactly.
Going to break it for sure. Kind of like Sinner's been breaking Kopriva's serve. That was a segue. Thank you. Appreciate
So
that.
smooth.
Sinner hasn't quite found his service rhythm yet. He's made just a little over half thus far, but not an easy time of the day to find it with the sun. Serving from that side. And I've got to be honest with you. As a fellow ginger, I'm not loving that color on Jannik Sinner.
You're not. It's Roland Garros-y.
Well, it is, and he's sort of just all one color.
15 all.
Not great. So everything else about Sinner is working, but Not loving the outfit as a fellow, sun challenged person.
Ball.
But I will also remind everyone he is paid substantially to wear that, so
There you go.
good reasons to do it.
30.
Couldn't have asked for a better first round match, just given what we're seeing right now. Kopriva has worked hard at 28 years old to break into the top 100 for the first time this year. And what a moment it is for him to be out here playing the world #1, the defending champion.
Out.
And he'll settle in. He'll have some moments
30.
out here that will be nice, but it's just hard to see Sinner being challenged too much, as the Madrid tournament director Feliciano Lopez stylishly looks on courtside.
(40-30). Sinner.
In Miami and Monte Carlo and Madrid. I found the whole thing strange. People that are trying to impose a draconian penalty saying we think our penalty's too harsh.
Yes.
That didn't add up to me.
No. There's a consistency level that does not exist.
If you thought that your penalties were too harsh, then why did you appeal to have them
15
enforced?
love.
And then go back and say, wait, well, how about 3 months?
Yeah.
How about we settle there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Smells like going to the fish market. I don't want to be there. But in spite of all that hanging around him, whenever he has been on court, whether he's been dealing with it publicly or privately, his tennis has been still sublime.
Yep. What a temperament you must have to take on something
15
like
all.
that, to take on all the negative publicity. Some of the players really ripped him wide open.
Yes, they did. Why, just as an aside, I know just between you and me, no one else is listening.
Okay.
Why is the playing group largely the least informed group?
Yeah, they don't know the rules at all.
Why is that?
As someone who enjoys my own half-baked opinions
30,
that I
15.
just spew all over these matches, I understand why they do it, but yeah, these players don't. So many of them don't read the rule book.
Chance to get on the board for the Czechian. Kopriva now at 40-15.
40-15.
This will be a good nerve settler for him. You see him taking a deep breath just before he gets set to try and get up that one next to his name. Your opinions are always fluid. This is something I've not seen very often. First serve speeds under 100 miles an hour in the men's game. Rare these days in the double fault. issue continues.
40-30.
That's 5 now for Vit, but his average first serve speed just a shade under 100. That is just about the average second serve speed of the players in the top 50. It's going to be hard to overcome against anyone like Sinner. Could have done without that. It was a little harsh.
Juice.
That'd be the best shot he's hit today. That was a nice looking forehand.
Advantage,
Took it
Kopriva.
nice and early, right down the line, and a chance to hold serve again here. 3rd game point.
Game.
On the board.
Kopriva.
Kopriva's normal coach, Jaroslav Kopriva, isn't here. So he's got with
Sinner
him
leads by 5
Lukasz
games to 1.
Sokup,
First set.
who I'd never heard of. So I went on Lukasz Sokup's Instagram. The man doesn't wear shirts. He's very proud of his body. He's in the gym. He's at the beach. He's on top of a mountain.
How many of them?
He looks very fit.
How many pictures did you favorite?
You got to go. Lukasz Sokup. Look him up.
15 love.
It's like, I mean, he's so muscle bound. I hope we can find him. It looks like the kind of stuff you see on dating sites. You know what I mean? Just,
Yeah.
this is me.
I'm looking in the team zone, the player box for him. I don't see anyone shirtless, so I'm not sure. Not sure which one he is.
Maybe he put one on today. The only thing he's not doing on his Instagram is zip line,
30 love.
which is what most people do. Right?
I don't know that, but okay.
Okay.
Sounds
Just
right to me.
why people think that zip lining is going to get them dates is really something. Very nice.
Crowd loving the effort. Good court coverage from Kopriva there.
He had his looks, didn't he?
He did, and he showcased some flexibility on the final shot as
40
well.
love.
Sinner stays home here for this cross-court pass, and then this is where you see this guy can almost do a split. Pretty impressive. But Sinner with triple set point, also impressive.
Squirted that one over the net.
40-15.
He does move well, does Vit Kopriva. At 5'10" and 150
40-13.
pounds as he's listed, you better be quick. because you're not going to have an immense amount of force on your shot. So you're going to have to play some defense. So doing it nicely to close the gap. Still a third set point on the line.
Three set points gone. Sinner is falling for the old, I'll wait till I'm down 5-1 and then I'll make my move routine.
Tried and true. Day 3 of the US Open and Carrillo career. Off the rails as usual.
This could be our last day working.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Advantage,
127 down the tee. Set point number 4.
Game in first set, Sinner.
It looks pretty good to me. 31 minutes that opening set. Guy who had a virus.
New ball split.
He said he was feeling okay now and is not being pressed so far in this opening round match.
2023, when Sinner was ascending after the US Open, that's when, in 2023, that's when he really lifted his game in a big way. And they played twice in the same tournament, which only happens at the tail end of the season at the Tour Finals when the top 8 players play in a round robin format. And Sinner won their round robin match. They met again in the final, and Djokovic lifted his forehand speed and became the bully on the court, went really offensive and won that match to win the title again. Then they met a week later in the Davis Cup in the semifinals, and Djokovic needed to knock Sinner out in the singles to put Serbia into the finals. Had match points, didn't get him. Sinner beat him there. And Sinner's had his number ever since.
15 all.
That was a really important sequence in Jannik Sinner's belief growing that he could be the champion that he's become. The Australian Open title in 2024 would come a few months after that. So Djokovic had a lot to do with it.
15-30.
Novak's continued to get his wins against Alcaraz, including in the Australian Open this year when Novak got injured in that match, and Alcaraz wasn't able to problem solve his way to a victory.
That's what I'm saying. I just think Sinner's the guy.
Let's first service.
That Novak maybe feels in his bones. He can't get to.
Oh.
15-20.
More break points come Sinner's way on the back of a 6th double fault from Kopriva. Djokovic will probably be happy to know that he's in the bottom half of the draw away from Sinner. He's in Taylor Fritz's quarter, 4th seed. And should he reach the semifinals, Djokovic, it's likely he would face Alcaraz,
Yeah.
but wouldn't have to face Sinner to the final.
Out.
Game, Sinner.
And Djokovic has beaten Taylor
First
Fritz
game, second
10
set.
times in the 10 times they've played.
Is that good? American teen Lerner Tien. So what kind of condition is Novak going to be in?
Let's first service.
Doesn't look like he's in tip-top shape, but never ruled the champ out. He could work his way in potentially.
It's beautiful. I just assumed that Novak would be asking for night matches all tournament long.
15 love.
Where conditions are cooler. Federer used to do that at the Australian Open, and he got his way. But it sounds like he's playing first on tomorrow.
Well, given how cool it is and dry,
Okay.
I don't see any reason why these daytime conditions would trouble him.
Yep.
He's on first tomorrow?
Yep.
All right.
Ball.
Fifteen all.
Djokovic gets the American, Zach Zverev, former U.S. national junior boys champion, who qualified here, won his first round. So second consecutive young American on the docket for the 24-time champ.
What is that? How does that kid play?
Zach he's a little bit like Lerner Tien, a little undersized compared to someone like Novak, but a great tennis mind, quick feet, and a fighter.
Forty, 15. Game, Sinner.
More of the same inside Ash Stadium. Jannik Sinner
Sinner
not
leads
worried
by 2 games
at
to
all
love. Second set.
in this first round match against Vit Kopriva. (6-1) 2-love.
Indeed. Rolling. He is rolling nicely, is Jannik Sinner.
The other Italian, Jim, rolling with the homies.
Okay.
Musetti, the 10th seed. He just won against that French guy, Pericard, with the big serve. Straight. Well, he lost the first set. And then came through in 4.
Yep, Musetti, the 10th seed. Up in Jannik Sinner's quarter. Jack Draper and Musetti, some of the higher seeds in that section, as we see the team all kitted out in white. They look like that's a proper team uniform, isn't it?
40 love.
First ace of the match for Vit Kopriva, Czechian. Sinner playing with the tape on his finger.
Game.
Back to back.
Kopriva.
He's on the board.
Sinner leads
Sinner
by 2 games
in
to 1.
command,
Second
the set and the break.
And by 1 set to love.
Today we have a very special guest in the house. She's one of our favorite former champions and her excited to welcome her back.
Time.
It is a Tuesday, but it is day 3 at the US Open with the first ever Sunday start. So finishing up our first round matches.
This Sunday start. I like it. I mean, 3 weekends of tennis. What it? Until this year, it was like, okay, this is one of the biggest sporting events in the whole world, and it's in the biggest city in the world, and it starts Monday at 11.
A little antiquated.
A little, just a little.
Yeah, this is better.
This is better.
Nice, and that's getting better for Vit Kopriva as well. Held serve nicely in his last service game, and now threatening to finally put some stress into Jannik Sinner's serve. Hasn't been close to getting to a break point until now. Stick volley. We were talking earlier, Mary, about the obvious comparisons between the game styles of Jannik Sinner and Novak Djokovic, but I think there's a pretty big difference, and I know you enjoy wordplay, so maybe you'll get a kick out of this.
Okay.
You might not.
Hit me.
The way that I see it, Djokovic he's famous for his lockdown mode where he doesn't miss. He hits winners when they're available, but he's just as happy to make shots and make you go for too much and extract errors.
Methodical.
So he's lockdown mode. Sinner. His default mode when things get tough is knockdown mode. He's coming for you. He's going to try and rip the cover off the ball and take it to you in those big moments, which is more akin to Rafa Nadal's philosophy in tiebreakers, where he wanted to be in control, and certainly Roger Federer
wanted
to get after it. Djokovic certainly can get after it when he chooses to, but his instinct is more to lay in wait and figure you out. Let you beat yourself sometimes.
That's why he's had that remarkable tiebreak record all these years. Again, I go back to the Athletics, Matt Futterman, the article he did on this guy. That's up today. It says, after the famous loss to Alcaraz in Paris, Sinner, Vagnozzi, and Cahill spoke about how Sinner could have been slightly more courageous in the big moments.
Game, Sinner.
That sure is what Alcaraz was in the best match of 2025.
Sinner leads by 3 games to 1, second set.
Well, the next time those two players met, Mary, the Wimbledon final, there was a moment where it was clear that Sinner was really going to take matters into his own hands, and he was in a winning position, which he was certainly in a winning position in Paris, up 2 sets as well, but he was up 2 sets to 1, serving 4-3, but he played a nervous game to get himself into a 15-40 hole. Down 2 break points, missed the first serve, and then decided to rip 110-mile-an-hour second serve out wide that landed on the line.
Such a good idea.
It was risky, to say the least. So when you make it, it's courageous. If you miss it, it's choking. That's just the way that we would frame that.
Yeah.
Because it
We're
wasn't
simple-minded.
well, it wasn't the play that he would normally make, and that's what you look for in those moments. The big moments, the top players tend to repeat themselves a lot. They have a trust tree that they go sit in. And he went outside of his comfort zone and got the benefit of it. He was 100% courageous.
Yeah.
And I think that Vagnozzi and Cahill had a lot to do with it, it sounds like.
Yep.
All.
How do you find a winner from there?
15-30.
A lot of speed on the racket and a lot of spin on the ball to get it to dive in. This one sits up for him to go after, and look how he just gets that sharp angle, breaks the sideline with the forehand. Strong forearms and wrists.
Just added a little ferocity in this game, didn't he?
It always does look like Sinner as he has another break point coming here.
30-40.
Swings with such freedom, then confidence that his ball's going to drop in. And one of the things that allows him to do that is he strings his rackets tighter than most players on tour these days. He strings it a little over 60 pounds, right in that area. It was 62 pounds in Cincinnati, and that's about 10 pounds heavier, tighter than most.
You don't often see, it didn't work, but you don't often see Sinner get nutty.
No, it worked, and then it kept him in the point because he was in an awkward spot here. This was deep. He was sort of trying to figure out how to do something with it, and he goes for the tweener. And Vit Kopriva puts that away, but that was a little bit of flash.
It was. Greatest tweener man of all time?
Yannick Noah,
Jannik,
don't you think?
Federer was pretty good.
Not bad.
Not bad.
But he didn't create it the way that Jannik did.
Fair, fair.
Actually, Corentin Moutet is making a pretty good run at it these days with his front-facing fake overhead tweener. That's strong.
Of course, that guy is clinically insane.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the charts.
No, I love watching him.
Game, Sinner.
The
Sinner
beat goes
leads
on.
by 4
Sinner,
games to 1.
double
Second
break.
set, and by 1 set to love.
That's one of the beauties of having tickets into Ash Stadium is it also gives you access to all the outside courts. So if you want to go out and see one of the great tweener proponents these days, Sasha Bublik, the 23 seed, he's playing former champion Marin Cilic out on the grandstand. Danielle Collins is playing on court 17. There's plenty of good action to enjoy after this one's done. Of course, we'll stay here fully focused as we always are, Mary.
That's us. Nothing distracts me. Taylor Swift is getting married.
30-15. All.
Sinner's
40,
racket,
30.
Mary, is a little bit heavier than a lot of the rackets on tour these days. It's not quite an old school racket of around 375, 380 grams. It's about 340. But that's still heavier than most players these days. And Sinner is strong enough to handle it with the tight strings and handling this challenge from Kopriva quite comfortably. 6-1, 5-1 in 58 minutes of work.
So
we know where he is today. Do you know where Carlos Alcaraz is today? Because I do.
Okay, tell me.
Well,
where is he?
He may be here practicing, but I'm guessing that he probably has already finished that, and he'll be headed to a local golf course that he likes to go to on his days off to play a little bit of golf, get his mind off the tennis, come in fresh for his next match.
So he was so excited that Rory
15
McIlroy
love.
was inside Ash last night, watching Alcaraz win pretty easily. And they met afterwards, talked about each other's hair. We found out about his hair, by the way.
Yep.
15
Go
on.
on.
His brother was giving him a haircut, and he totally screwed it up. And Carlos said, "Okay, we got to go back to 0." So that was not intentional. Thank God.
We did a thing this morning, because this is what we do at Tennis Channel Live, the pregame show from 9 to 11. We get a little Carrillo-like nutty at times, so we had a who wore it best hairdo scenario.
Yeah.
Here comes a crush and rush, and more trouble for Kopriva. We had a 4-box.
15 30.
Alcaraz with his new do. We had Ed Norton from American History X.
Strong.
We had
Strong.
Jake Gyllenhaal from Warrior, and we have Brad Pitt, of course, from Fight Club. And Lindsay Davenport, of course, said it was Brad Pitt who wore it best. I had to take her word for it.
Tennis Channel is doing some quality stuff these days. I got to tell you, I watched that. I went Brad.
Did you?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Whoa.
Well, you went Brad. This match is going Jannik.
Yeah.
It's almost time for 2 breadsticks here. 15-40. 2 set points for the world number 1.
Game in second sets. Sinner by 6 games to 1. Sinner leads by 2 sets to love.
And break serve as Sinner opens things in the 3rd set.
Fifteen love.
I know you have just a head full of ideas and stories that you can share with us, and this is a perfect match for you to empty the bucket. There's not a ton of analysis that I can add to what's happening in these proceedings so far. I think pretty clear this is a mismatch.
Yeah. All right, I'll tell you a story.
Please.
15 all.
I was working, this is back in 1996. HBO used to have rights to Wimbledon. And I was working, it was the first time there was an all-woman booth. I was play-by-play to Martina Navratilova and Billie Jean King.
Okay, that's a pretty good booth.
Yeah. Martina Hingis was just
30-15.
killing somebody. I mean, just it was a match like this. It was really boring, so I mentioned to my team that there was just no tension in the match, and that she's having her way completely. That's gonna be good. So Martina said, "This is what it was like when I played you."
30 all.
To you?
Live. She said, "No weapons. You had no weapons. Nothing to hurt me with." And Billie Jean, of course, being Billie, said, "Oh, Martina, no, she had a nice volley, and she was no weapons." It was awesome.
I've got another one that relates to that.
Okay.
That's a U.S. Open specific story
Nothing to hurt me with.
involving Martina's fellow Czechoslovakian, Yvonne Lendl.
Okay.
40-30.
As Sinner gets to game point to go up 6-1, 6-1, 1-0. Sinner's given up 2 more games than Yvonne Lendl gave up to the South African Barry Moyer in an early round match here.
Yeah.
You remember Barry, right?
Sure.
And famously, at least I remember it this way, Lendl after the match was quoted saying, you know, someone asked him as Sinner holds serve, he said, you know, Yvonne, how was this match so one-sided?
Love 15.
Kopriva says his backhand is his favorite shot, and he's right. It should be his favorite shot. Something you don't often see in men's tennis is happening out here, in that his forehand speeds, on average, lower than his backhand. He trusts that backhand shot and goes after it. Forehand, he's a little bit more undecided on. Very few players hit their backhand harder. Someone like a Richard Gasquet, who loved his backhand at times, would hit his backhand harder than his forehand. But most players, even someone like Stan Wawrinka, who, you know, had such an amazing backhand, so offensive, forehand was always going to be a higher average speed.
But his backhand looked more special.
Oh yeah.
Big one-handed backhand. Where do you put Alcaraz's backhand, Jim?
I like Alcaraz's backhand a lot because of its versatility. The fact that his drop shot is such a weapon. The fact that on defense, when you attack him and come to the net, he can either beat you open stance, backhand pass, or he has an amazing chip that gets low that he then beats you with the second shot pass. As Kopriva wins this one, here's what I would say, and I want to get your take on it. I would say if it's just bruising backhands cross court to cross court, and that was the exchange, Sinner's probably the favorite against Alcaraz in that particular setup. But I think the versatility, the drop shot availability, and the slice defensive availability, for me, it might just edge it out. What about you?
I think I agree. I like it more when I see Alcaraz, you know, in that fraction of a moment deciding what to do with his backhand. Sinner, you kind of know he's going to drive it. He's going to drive it, and that's fine. That you said something. It's still reverberating in my little pea-sized brain. That people kind of feel like Sinner's got 2 forehands. That's how good his backhand is. So where do you go?
Well, you do the solution has been, it's there in broad daylight. It's in the film of Alcaraz's strategy against him, which is to not get into big, heavy staccato exchanges with him, to make it more of a jazz exploration. Let's bring Sinner into the net on our terms. Use the drop shot. Get to the net yourself. Alcaraz just uses his variety of shot. Not all the same speeds, not all the same shapes or heights over the net. Make it arrhythmic. You give Sinner rhythm, you're marching to his beat, and he is going to hit the cymbal over your head eventually. You're done. No one's beating him that way these days.
15
They just aren't. Go look at his record. Guy doesn't play many bad matches, and his bad matches are better than just about everybody's. That's the only way people are beating him. As well as Taylor Fritz times the ball, he wasn't able to keep up with him here last year. Trying to go toe-to-toe with him.
30-15.
The last loss that he took, that he finished the match, was to Bublik on the squirrely grass of Halle. Bublik is a master of deception and disruption.
40.
Sure is, and the 23rd seed is out on court, on the grandstand court right now, up 2 sets against the 2014 champ, Marin Cilic.
Game Sinner. Sinner leads by 2 games to 1, third set, and by 2 sets to love.
So, who's got more ceiling, Sinner or Alcaraz?
Alcaraz's ceiling is higher, I think, and I think that's also clear if you look at their matches, that Alcaraz has been able to problem solve his way past him, but it's also clear that his floor is much lower than Sinner's.
Yeah.
Sinner operates in a very narrow band. That's one of the great things, one great challenges for the players on the way up. Someone like a João Fonseca, who has immense promise, but a long way to go.
He's a kid.
To get to anywhere near this level is, how does he not just get his body up to this level, because he's not there physically yet, but also get his game to a level where the reliability is there, and his down days go from a 4 to a 7.
Right.
You know, everyone has a 10 in them. You know, some 10s are higher than others, but what's the best that you can be at any given time? You might hit that 5 times a year, and you never know when it's coming. Your zone days, right?
Right.
Isn't that fair to say?
Absolutely.
So
yeah, and then it's 11.
It goes to 11. Well, Spinal Tap 2 is coming out soon.
I know.
You know that.
Also, Taylor Swift is getting married.
Patience by Kopriva. It's Jim Courier and Mary Carrillo guiding you gently through this first round encounter on a Tuesday afternoon in New York City, right, Mary?
It's a lunch wagon with no brakes. But wait, you said something that I want to follow up on. So a guy like Fonseca, who obviously his talent is spilling out his sides. If you are the coach of young players like that, you want to build their base. You want to make that solid and that stable. And then eventually, if you raise the base, then, you know, you let your kid fly, right?
Well, there's so much to it. You take someone like Jannik Sinner, the work that
15 all.
needed to be done, he came on the tour very young. And the work that has been done physically to build up his leg strength and his ability to play defense and to play offense from defensive positions, that took time. That took years for him to work on his footwork, to get his feet in the right place and to understand when to move forward and when not to. As he presses attack here, he gets to 15-30. Sinner had to learn when to attack and when to lay back and wait. And the way that you learn that is through making mistakes oftentimes, and also having a good coaching team around you. Technically, changes were made. His backhand has been changed. His serve has been changed multiple times. Lots of refinements for these players on the way up. How do you deal with extreme conditions? Both Sinner and Alcaraz have, like everyone else, had to learn how to deal with their body failing them, cramping in big matches. How do you prevent that or manage it better? And then all of a sudden, all those lessons come together, and you're 24 years old, just turned, like Jannik Sinner, and he's as good as he's ever been. And yet, he says, as clear as day in press the other day, if I don't keep improving, they will catch me and pass me. That is the mark of a champion.
What an attitude. Jeez.
Yep. But we were talking at the break about how, you know, Sinner's bad day, if 10 is his best day, which happens a few times a year, his average day is probably a 9. His bad day, maybe a 7.5.
Game Sinner.
Another double. Number 8.
Sinner leads by 3 games to 1.
Right, so, Coach Courier, tell me this. Sasha Zverev has a solid, complete game. It took him years. Okay, all right, that's where I want to go. It took him years. They've slowly built up his body because he's a big, tall guy, and he has not yet won a major. What is it? What's the biggest thing he's missing?
Ooh. Okay. Sasha has one of the very best work ethics in men's tennis.
Okay.
He might be the fittest guy in men's tennis.
Okay, good. 2 for 2.
It's 15 love.
He had to work hard to get his serve under control. He and his brother Misha changed the ball toss, brought it down about 2.5 feet from its apex a few years ago, and that's really increased his serve reliability, both like first and second serves.
About 70%.
Yeah, but far fewer double faults also.
Okay. So far he should have won 5 majors.
No, I'm going to give you the corollary to it. His backhand, Andre Agassi thinks his backhand's the best in tennis.
I love it.
I'd rather have Alcaraz as optionality, but far be it from me with my cardboard box of a backhand to have any opinions about backhands compared to Andre, who still was rocking his backhand on Thursday night on this court in an exhibition match. So let's take his word for it.
Okay.
I like how I'm just filibustering through these games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, tell me, why hasn't Zverev won a major?
The forehand technique is still not where it needs to be.
No. But that's why he hasn't won a major?
It's part of it.
Okay.
Because he doesn't trust his forehand to be an offensive shot.
40 love.
And both Roger Federer and Rafa and Tony Nadal have told him clearly and plainly, you're not brave enough and in control enough in the big moments. You're waiting for things to happen against the best players in the world. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So for Sasha, he's too predictable on his forehand. He's trying to, the guy's trying. I mean, full credit. I have nothing but admiration for the way he attacks his career. He is trying everything he can. But as we take a sit down here, until he's able to confidently hit his forehand down the line on the run and manage pressure.
Sinner leads.
Out.
Love 15.
Ball.
I got to ask you about one more guy,
Go for
15
it.
all.
Tsitsipas. What is the one thing that's missing? Well, a lot's missing from his game these days.
Look, his serve and forehand combination are very strong.
Okay.
His backhand, his inability to hit a proper slice backhand hurts him. So it's tough for him to defend that side. And it's tough to
13,
return with the one-handed
15.
backhand these days, given the velocity of serve generally coming at you. If you got to face someone like Kopriva, whose average first serve speed is in the 105 range, he would be okay. That's his fastest serve of the day today, 118. He's got the ability to go bigger, he just has chosen not to by and large. But return to serve, backhand.
Okay. I'm asking you about two terrific players
Oh yeah.
who are coached by their dads.
Out.
Currently, but they've had other players,
Yeah.
other
14,
ex-players
15.
come into their orbit as well.
Yeah. And then they leave.
The players have something to do with that. They have something to say, aren't they? The bosses?
Yeah.
Are you
Theoretically.
Are you expressing that you think outside voices might be required?
No, I wouldn't suggest something like that, Jim.
I'm
Yes,
sorry, I
that's what I'm
misinterpreted it.
Out.
40-30.
Look, while we're in the suggesting things that we have absolutely no control over,
Yes.
something I suggested many years ago that the USTA do so we can watch this match without the shadow on the court. Why not just close the roof a little bit so the shadow that's bisecting the court moves to the right and off, so the full court goes full shade. It's difficult for the
Good.
players to play in.
Kopriva.
It's difficult for people at home watching on TV to follow the ball. And it's something where what I have suggested to some of the
Sinner
authorities
leads
is
by 4
when
games
the
to 2.
shadow reaches
That's
the
it.
double sideline on the left, the next sit down for the players, you close the roof a little bit so the shadow then moves all the way across to the other double sideline.
Got it.
So the blue zone stays entirely either in sun initially and then in shade therefore thereafter. And you don't have to fully close the roof to make it an indoor court.
So you respectfully gave this idea to the USTA Muckety Mucks,
4 years ago,
and it was clearly denied.
apparently. Ideas with no power. This is what we traffic in, Mary. Ideas with
Love 15.
We got no juice.
No.
We're juiceless.
no, we don't. Right.
Cloud
Oh,
cover now.
yeah, it's nice. It's perfect now.
Yep.
But when the sun is full sun, that shadow starts to move across the court. It's there for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then it's done. But it's a problem. That's solvable is what I'm saying. I'm an ideas guy.
You are.
Out.
Love 30.
Oh, Sinner's been up a break almost the entire match and has yet to face a break point. Has been down love 30 before, but escaped.
Out.
15-30.
Oh, that's well done. And Kopriva gives himself a couple of break points.
Sinner could have chosen to hit a
15-14.
slice here instead of the topspin shot. And the topspin clips the tape, sits up, but that was still an amazing pass. Flat ball striking here, but look at the angle of this. So the first stress test for Sinner on serve today.
Out. 30-40. Juice.
That's how you snuff out a little bit of hope. These quick rallies clearly going to be in favor of Sinner, with more firepower and options to finish than his opponent today.
Out.
Advantage Sinner.
Just looking at Sinner's record here last year in his first round match. He did lose the opening set to Mackenzie McDonald before rolling through in 4 sets, and no real trouble after that. But this year, no trouble in the opening rounds of his majors. Been cruising.
Out.
I asked you last night, Jim,
Juice.
what Alcaraz's best surface is, and you said, Clay, what is Sinner's best surface?
Hard courts, I
Right
think.
here, right?
Mhm.
Right here.
3 of his majors, 1 on the hard of the 4. He just needs Roland Garros to have the career slam already at this young age. Alcaraz needs one of the Australian Opens to get there. And
Who gets there first?
Iga.
Out.
Iga needs an Australian Open to get a career slam as
Advantage
well.
Sinner.
So a lot on the line next year once we head down to Melbourne.
Game Sinner.
So Sinner gets out of that 15-40 serve situation.
Sinner
And he's a
leads
game away.
by 5 games to 2. Third set and by 2 sets to love. Fitting love.
Out.
15 all.
Oh boy, clobbered that one. 87 miles an hour. He's ready to get off this court.
15-30.
Still wearing the sleeve on his arm that came after he had that slip and fall that seemed to almost hyperextend his elbow at Wimbledon en route to that title. Says he's not feeling pain. He just likes the compression sleeve.
Out.
Had it in Cincinnati.
Sergio.
Just another branding exercise and opportunity for Nike. No, it's something he's choosing to wear and seems to like it. Djokovic had one on the other day when he threw out the first pitch at the Yankee game. But didn't need one last night, and Sinner doesn't need much more than a point to shake hands a winner here today and end the day session before 3 p.m.
Juice.
Out.
Your takeaways from this match today,
Advantage
from
Sinner.
Jannik Sinner's perspective, will be what, Mary Carrillo?
Taylor Swift is getting married.
That has been your lead story, without a question.
You?
Travis Kelce
Okay.
said yes. That's my my takeaway.
Okay. There it is.
Game, set match,
That
Sinner.
backhand down the line, which has become such a good weapon
By
for
3 sets to
Sinner's,
love. 6-1, 6-1,
is the way
6-2.
this first round match ends.
So Sinner got what he wanted, a quick and easy match out here on the back end of not feeling his best over a week ago. Played a high level of tennis, and that is ominous indeed for the field. Hugs all around in the Sinner camp, and they will look forward to his next round with a day off tomorrow.